Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I am collabing for the very first time with Kaylin. Her channel name is Makeup Lens, and of course I'll have a link to her channel in my description box. She and I met over the past few months, I believe initially on Instagram, and then also connected here on the YouTubes, and I just adore her. I think she is wonderful. I think she creates amazing content, beautiful makeup looks, and she's just a lot of fun. And she's just kind of getting started here on the YouTubes. And so I just really wanted to give her a huge shout out and do a collab with her. And I'm hoping that you guys will go and subscribe to her channel and support her and show her a ton of love. So what we're going to be doing in our collab today, Kaylin came up with all of this on her own. I'm quite a bit older than Kaylin. Like, she could be my daughter. I'm pretty sure she's like half my age. And so she thought it would be kind of interesting to kind of focus on our age difference and ask each other some questions based on our age in terms of makeup and just life in general. So Kaylin came up with 10 questions and I came up with 10 questions. So we'll be answering the 20 questions while we put our eye looks together. Kaylin had also gone and watched my eyeshadow palette collection and declutter videos, and she determined that we do have a palette in common, which is the Queen palette from Eloise Cosmetics. And I think I've used this palette 3 times. I did do a collab with Steph, not your basic Steph, a long time ago with this palette. We did a palette bingo, and I think I chose the shades, and I chose very bizarre shades to go together, but we did good. Steph did much better than I did, but we did a good job. So Kaylin said, I will pick 3 shades for you that you need to incorporate into your look, and you can pick 3 shades for me that she has to incorporate into her look. Now, we can add other shades if we want to, but we have to use the 3 shades that we chose for each other. And the 3 shades that Kaylin chose for me is this shade here called Ronnie, I believe that's how you pronounce that, Elizabeth, and Sovereign. These 2 are shimmers and this is a matte. And I was like, wow, Kaylin, you threw me for a loop here. So I think I know what I'm gonna do. Pretty sure I know what I'm gonna do. I was thinking about just doing an all shimmer look on my lids, but I think I am gonna add some mattes on my lids as well. Yeah, I think I will. So I will start off by putting Elizabeth in my transition area. And then I think I'm gonna deepen up the outer V with Majesty. And then I'm gonna put Sovereign, I think Powerful, and Ronnie on my lids, or I might do Sovereign, Ronnie, and Empire. I don't know, we'll see, but that's my plan. Or I'm also thinking about maybe doing Queen, Sovereign, and Ronnie. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. But definitely starting off with Elizabeth in my transition area. And I do have both brows done and both eyelids are primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. And one of the central themes of this collab too is that age is just a number. And as I age, I'm really starting to see that it's really not that big a deal. You know, I can remember when I was Kaylin's age, being completely freaked out about becoming the age that I am now. And I'm fine with it now. So it's interesting how when you age, your thoughts and your feelings change a little bit about the aging process. So I'm gonna start off by answering the 10 questions that Kaylin came up with for this collab. All right, so number 1, what is the best age to be in your opinion and why? That's a great question. What is the best age to be in my opinion, huh? Well, I don't know that I can pick the best age to be. I feel like throughout my life, there have been wonderful things about the age that I am in any particular time. And then there are struggles with ages too, you know. At first I was thinking, oh, like when I turned 21, that was so fun. And yeah, and it was fun when I turned 21, absolutely. But at the same time, I didn't know anything. You know, so I think back to my 20s, and although, yes, I had a wonderful time, and I had some really great, fun things happening in my life. You know, I was in college, I graduated from college, I had my first child at 24, I had my second child at 27. You know, it was wonderful, but there were also some challenges with all of that too, because I had my first child when I was 24 and my second child when I was 27. You know, I didn't know anything, and it was terrifying, you know, but also wonderful. So I don't know. I do love being the age that I am right now. I really do. I'm 49. I'll be 50 in July. And I do love my age. There are mornings though when I wake up and I feel like I'm 904 because I can barely get out of bed because my hip's asleep or my knee hurts or I don't know. I slept weird, my neck's all screwed up. That I don't love. But I do love being the age that I am. And I'll get into more detail about that here with some of these other questions. Number 2, what is one piece of advice to someone who is younger than me? And she has to answer older than her. I would say to embrace the aging process and just age as gracefully as you can. I know that kind of sounds a little bit kumbaya and let's all light our Bic lighters and wave them back and forth in the air. But I do think it's important that I think what happens a lot of times, especially in the world that we live in, where youth is, you know, paramount, is that you get kind of hung up on that. And I think people can tend to think that aging is this really negative thing. And it's like, I don't want to look older. I don't want to be older. I have to maintain my youth. I have to look young and act young and be young and young. And there are a lot of beautiful things about aging. One of the main things I love about aging is that you just don't give a shit anymore about things. You know, you just don't. It's just like, you know, you learn what's important and what isn't. And that's something that I cherish about getting older. And you know, there's still lots of stuff I don't know. There's lots of stuff I'll probably never know. But I do feel like there is a lot of comfort and security and just, I don't know, calm in being older. You know, I just don't get so wrapped up in the things I used to worry about so much when I was younger. So that's what I would advise someone younger than me. Just go with it, man. Just go with it and enjoy it. Number 3, do you think you look your age and do others think you look your age? Yeah, I think I look my age. I mean, there are times I think I can look younger. There are times when I think I can look older. You know, just kind of depends. It kind of depends on how much sleep I've gotten, how much water I've been drinking, you know, that sort of thing. How much stress I'm under. I think sometimes certain makeup looks can make me look younger, but I think sometimes they can make me look older too. So it just kind of depends. I have been told that I look younger than my age. I have. I mean, I'm going to clean this off just a little bit so I can go out and kind of blend the edge of this down a little bit. I do think that there are some signs on my face and body that I am getting older. You know, I do have fine lines and wrinkles around my eyes and on my face. And I've seen that my neck skin is getting a little bit less taut and supple than it used to be. And that does not bother me. Well, that's not true. It does bother me sometimes. I'll admit it does sometimes bother me because I do miss my young skin. But I do think my skin is aging well. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's all relative. I mean, someone else might see me and think, you know, hadn't seen me in a while, might look at me and go, oh, wow. But I do think that, I think I'm aging okay. Number 4, what do you look forward to when you're older? Good things to look forward to. Just continuing to just marinate in the aging process. I'll answer a little bit more here, but let me show you what shade I'm going to go into now. I think what I will do, I think what actually I'm going to do is go into Regal and deepen up the crease a little bit with that and then really deepen it up with Majesty. I'm also really looking forward to watching my grandson age and just being in his life. You know, that's so wonderful to be a grandparent. That is something that I really am looking forward to. It's just continuing to watch my grandson age and grow and change and learn. I love being a grandmother. It's one of my most favoriteest things I've ever experienced in my life besides being a mother. It's just so magical and wonderful because you get all the good stuff, you know. Mama and daddy both have to take care of the, you know, like the fit throwing and the rough nights of sleep and things like that. I don't have to deal with that. I just have to deal with the good stuff, you know, the cuddles and the fun and the laughter. I mean, you know, sure, every once in a while he'll get upset when he's with me, but I don't know. It's just not the same. I have a lot less stress when it comes to being a grandparent than I did being a parent. This is getting really edgy right here. Hold on just a second. Let me fix that. So I love that, you know, and I really look forward to seeing what life has in store for him, and what he's going to be into, and what he's going to like to do and not like to do, you know, all those things, you know, just to see who he's going to become. And I'm also hopefully looking forward to having more grandkids. You know, I really want to have, I could have 5,000. I'd be so happy. Well, that might be a little too much. Buying Christmas presents for 5,000 grandchildren would be a little much. Number 5, do you have any friends significantly older or younger than you? How did you meet? I do have some friends that are significantly younger than myself. Kaylin, of course, and then like Nikki Lynn. She and I have collabed together before, and we're close friends. I mean, she and I text and we talk, and you know, it's wonderful. And we just met through Instagram and YouTube, you know. I'm trying to think if I have any other friends outside of YouTube or Instagram, though, that are significantly younger than me. I don't really think so. I mean, I would say that like my kids' friends, I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm friends with them, but you know, I feel like I have close relationships with them, like as another parent figure in their life. Significantly older than me. I do have some friends that are older than me, sure. I don't know if significantly, well, yeah, like 20 years older than me, I guess. I do. One of my really close friends, her name is Bev. She actually married Paul and I, and she's in her, I guess late 60s, early 70s. And she and I are very close. We don't talk as much as we used to, but we are close, and she's a wonderful woman, and I've learned a lot from her, you know. I have some family friends that are significantly older than me, like in their late 70s, that I love, and again, don't talk to as much as I used to, just because life gets so busy, and I took that way out too far right there. Like, I'll fix it. Number 6, what items in your possession gain value as they get older? Oh, that's a good question. She came up with some really good questions. I would say pictures of my family have gained a lot more value as I've gotten older, especially pictures of my mom, because she's no longer here. I have possessions of my mom's that definitely gain value as I get older, like her rings. This ring right here, I've already talked about this, but this ring right here is one of my mom's rings, and I wear it as my wedding ring, just because that's what I wanted to do. So it's very special. You know, material stuff, just, I don't care. I mean, it's nice to have material stuff, sure, you know, but, you know, the value of material things doesn't necessarily get more important to me as I get older. No. Okay, I'm going to go into Majesty and put that in my outer V. Number 7, how have you noticed yourself change as you get older? How have I noticed myself change as I get older? I just try not to get involved in petty crap. Not that I've ever really gotten involved in petty crap, but it definitely turns me off as I age. You know, I've let go of some friendships in my life because I just could not stand the pettiness of some people and how they get really hung up on being super negative and super crappy to other people. I don't like that. I really don't enjoy that at all. And you think that as you age, like that's going to stop, you know, people won't do that anymore. And I would say across the board, it has stopped. And most people, I mean, I don't have people like that in my life anymore. I refuse. I just can't do it. And I also feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot more confident in myself. I've gotten a lot more assertive. I just feel more comfortable, like, you know, sticking true to how I feel about things. And I don't know, just standing up for myself. I used to kind of be a doormat, and I'm not the doormat anymore. So that's awesome to kind of, you know, just know that that part of me is no longer the person that's running my life, you know. I can just be true to myself and strong and stand on my own 2 feet. And if people don't like that, then they don't need to be in my life. Not that I'm like mean or nasty to anybody, of course not. But, you know, I'm not going to continue to give in and allow negativity to go on in my life anymore. I won't do that. Number 8, do people actually get wiser as they get older? Why or why not? I think it just kind of depends. I think some people do get wiser as they get older, and unfortunately there are some that don't. And I have seen kind of a mix of both as I've aged. You know, I've seen folks that are really open to being like more wise and like, you know, just learning how to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Like accept the wisdom and like, I don't know, live their life accordingly. And then I've seen other people who are just kind of like hell bent on staying not wise and ignorant and ridiculous. I'm gonna go back into Elizabeth just a little bit and blend the edge of that purple shade out a little bit. And that's really unfortunate because I think a lot of times what happens with folks like that is that they're really closing themselves off to just feeling better and just being happier because they're so, like I said, they're just so hell-bent on being this really negative, ignorant person. And it's too bad. Really is too bad. But I've also come into contact with people who have really gained a lot of wisdom as they've aged, and they've been very inspirational to me. And I just love that. That's awesome. Okay, so the mattes are down. I feel like that dark purple matte's maybe a little patchy, but I'm gonna keep putting the look together and we'll see how it all shakes out. Now I'm gonna go into the shimmers. I'm gonna put Queen here, Sovereign here, and Ronnie towards the front part of the lid, and I need to grab a brush for that. Number 9, what was a challenge you faced in your younger or teen years? Oh man, just no self-esteem, a pushover, a doormat, you know. I just, I'd been through some stuff, like my parents had gotten a divorce, and I have a hair on my brush. And so that really kind of messed with me. I don't know. I just ended up in some really crappy romantic relationships. I'm going to actually take this shimmer all the way to the edge here because I don't know. I think I might have chosen Majesty, that purple matte, for Kaylin to use. Hopefully she has a better experience with it than I'm having, and I have a ton of fallout down here. Holy cow. It's okay. I'll get that cleaned up. So yeah, those were the main challenges I would say I faced in my teen years, my younger years. Just, you know, just feeling like, I don't know. I just felt like it was really important for me for other people to like me. And I had been so hurt by my dad walking out that you know, someone would look at me sideways and I would think, oh, they love me, and just onto that. And I don't know, I look back and I wish that I had not felt that way, but I did. And there's nothing I can't go back in time, obviously, but it makes me sad for my teenage person that I was, because I put up with a lot of crap and just didn't take care of myself, or I guess I took care of myself, but I didn't have people around me that were taking care of me, really. You know, they didn't really care about how I felt. They were treating me like shit, and I was letting them do that to me. And the last question of Kaylin's, number 10, is what is a challenge you have faced as an adult? Again, just allowing the wrong types of people into my life. But I'm happy to say, and I know I've already talked about this, I'm going to go into Sovereign now, the shade, put that right in the middle of the lid. I'm happy to say I just don't have those types of people in my life anymore, and it's wonderful. And it's just been a very liberating feeling to just be like, no, I see that you're not a nice person and you're not good for me to have in my life. So I'll politely exit stage right. You know, it's really nice to not have to have that type of stuff. I never had to have it, but I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I just always wanted to be the nice person, and I felt like I needed to just put up with a lot of crap in order to be a nice person. And you can be a nice person and not allow crap into your life. So, you know, that's I would say has been a challenge that I've overcome as an adult, for sure. Okay, so now here are the questions that I came up with. I'm gonna try to answer these a little bit more quickly because this video is gonna be 5 hours long. Number 1, what is a makeup technique that you think only certain age groups should do? I don't really think that matters. Although I will say that I used to try to bake my face because my daughter was baking, and I thought it looked so cool and like made her face look so like, you know, airbrushed or whatever. And I tried it. No, not cute on me. And I have seen older women, older than me, bake their face and it looks amazing. So I don't know. I think I just never really got the technique down right. Maybe that was what it was. You know, I've heard people talk about full coverage makeup for older skin doesn't look that great. And, you know, I can say that I agree with that to some extent. Like, I don't really like full coverage foundation on my face because I do think it settles into my fine lines and wrinkles and it ages me. But at the same time, if that's what someone chooses to do with their makeup, then it's on their face. You know what I mean? Big deal. And, you know, if it ages them and they don't mind that, and or whatever, maybe they don't see it or they don't care, then whatever. Who cares? You know, that's not up to me to tell someone what to do with their makeup. I've also heard it be said that, you know, older women shouldn't wear like really shimmery eyeshadow because it looks tacky or it looks ridiculous. And I do not agree with that at all. And I think it's just really important to do what you want with your makeup. And, you know, I hear people saying that a lot of times on this platform. I'll hear, well, not a lot of times, a handful of times, I'll hear people saying, do what you want with your makeup. And then you listen to what they're saying in their videos, and that's not at all how they really feel. It sounds good. Sounds good to, you know, start off a video saying, do what you want. And then you listen to them and you're like, no, that's not what you're saying. I'm going to go back in with Queen and just kind of smush these two shades together a little bit. So yeah, I'm not going to say that there's a particular makeup trend that I think is worse for one age and better for another. I don't know. Number 2, who is someone in the celebrity world that you look up to that's younger than I am? I would say Emily Blunt. I love her. I think she's beautiful. I think she's really classy. I love her movies, and I don't know, I've seen her like in interviews and stuff, and she just seems like a really cool person. She might be a complete jerk, but she seems like a really neat person, and I really do like her a lot. I think she's neat. Never met her before in my life, but I just think she comes off as a really cool person. I do need to grab a different brush here. I wanted a smaller brush. Yes, I can use this one. Now I'm going to go into Ronnie and put that towards the front part of the lid. This look is going to be a little crazy, but that's okay. Number 3, what is a common stereotype that you have to deal with based on your age? I would say that a common stereotype is that, like, I'm out of touch with the younger generations. And I kind of am, because there are things that my kids will say to me, and I'm like, what? Like, for instance, my son sent me a text one time, and he's like, you want to see a picture of my drip? And I said, well, Brayden, it sounds to me like you need to go to the doctor. And he's like, mother, gross. No, it's my outfit. Like, well, I didn't know drip meant outfit. Oh, he never lets me live that down. He thought that was so funny that I said that. And it is funny that I said that. It was ridiculous that I said that. But I'm going to take this up just a little bit over here, a little bit. But yeah, I would say that, you know, maybe it's true that I'm a little out of touch with some of the, like, more current slang or the, you know, the phrases that the kids are saying nowadays. I'm maybe a little out of touch, and that's okay, because some of the things they say, I'm like, that is so dumb. But I know that, like, I said goofy stuff when I was their age too, and my mom would say, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, oh, Mom, you suck. You know, I just thought she was an idiot. But now hearing my kids, I'm just like, more my son, because he's 22 and my daughter's going to be 25. She does say some things sometimes. And also, like, no cap. That took me forever. I'm like, what the hell does no cap mean? It means like no lie or something. I still am like, what? I don't know. Number 4, do you think it's difficult to relate to people that aren't in your age group? No, not really. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends on, you know, what they're going through in their life. If it's something I've never experienced, then that might be a little bit hard to relate to, but I don't think that's necessarily age related. I think that's more just situational related, life experience related. I mean, you know, there's obviously things I haven't dealt with in my life that maybe might be harder for me to relate to someone that has, you know. But in terms of age, though, I don't really feel like I have a tough time relating to someone that's younger or older than me. Do I? I don't think so. I mean, you might want to ask my kids. They might answer that in a completely different way. But I do feel like, you know, my kids and I relate well to each other, and You know, I relate well to their friends, and I relate well to folks that are younger than me that I've met through YouTube, you know, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the right person to ask about that. Number 5, what do you think is the best thing about your generation? Well, I'm Gen X, and I think Gen X is the best. Absolutely the best. But I'm very biased, of course, because I think most people probably think their generation is the best, right? I don't know. I think Gen X is just a cool generation. You know, we're cool. We grew up in a really cool time. I'm gonna go back in with Sovereign, just add a little bit of this back in to kind of smush those shades together a little bit better. I don't know. I just think we had a lot better music, a lot better movies. I don't know. I think we became a lot more self-reliant than generations that have come behind us. Go back into Roddy too a little bit. I don't know. I think Gen X is badass. I really do. And I've argued with my kids about that a couple of times. They're like, no, Mom, Gen X is just repressed and stupid. And like, oh, really? I'm gonna go back around with this brush because I don't agree with them, of course. Number 7, what is something you miss the most about your childhood? I would say what I miss the most about my childhood is my mom. You know, it's been really hard to lose her. And I have a lot of beautiful, wonderful memories of her in my childhood, and I miss that. And, you know, we didn't always have the perfect relationship. No, we did not. I mean, I think, you know, mother and daughter relationships can be tricky. They can be, for sure. But I will say that, like, you know, the memories I have of my mom in my childhood, I miss her. You know, I miss that. And I just miss being able to also, this is going to sound kind of silly after what I just said, but I do miss being able to go to bed at night and sleep for 12 hours and not have to get up 15 times to pee. I can't stand that. Oh, that drives me bonkers. Okay, I think now what I'm going to do, because I really don't like the edge of this, is I'm going to grab my e.l.f. contour palette and cheat, and I'm going to go around the edge with this shade right here and just kind of tone that edge down. I don't know how I feel about this look. This look is... Kaylin, you threw me for a loop with these 3 shades, sister, but I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. Number 8, do you think people should alter their makeup looks as they age to be more age appropriate? No. Well, okay. I think it depends on the person and what they prefer to do. If that makes them feel better to alter their makeup techniques to take into account their age or their, you know, how their skin is changing or whatever, then, you know, that's up to them. That's totally fine. Like I said, I don't really love full coverage foundation on me. And like a lot of powder and a lot of different base products. I don't love how that looks on me. But I've also seen women who are older than I am, you know, put a pretty good amount of makeup on their face and it looks wonderful. So I don't know. I think it just depends. I think if that's something that you feel more comfortable with as you age is to alter your makeup application, then that's up to you. But if you don't, then don't do it. You know, I don't think anyone has the right to tell you what to do. You know, like I mentioned, maybe certain things do look better on younger skin than they do on older skin and vice versa. But I just think it's personal preference. I don't think anyone should be telling you what to do with your makeup. So now for my lower lash lines, I'm going to try to buzz through this quickly. I did pop a little bit of my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer in Ivory on down here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Elizabeth across both lower lash lines and then deepen it up with Majesty. I don't know that I love Majesty. I really don't know. I'm having a real tough time getting the the outer V areas to blend out. I don't know. Could just be me and not doing a good job today. I don't know. All right, the next 2 questions, there's 2, yeah. What is something you feel the most proud of about your current age? I guess just being my current age. I don't know what I feel most proud of though. And this, I don't want this brush. I need this brush right here. I guess just being 49, you know? I do think it's a privilege to age. You know, I think there were times when people, what their life expectancy was, what, like 35 to 40, something like that. you know? And so to get to my age at 49 is pretty awesome, I think. My eyes are starting to water. Oh boy. You know what? I'm going to turn my fan off. That's part of the problem. There we go. Okay, because it's blowing right into my eyes. So yeah, I mean, I think just being 49, just being happy in my age and not being a panicked mess, because there have been ages that I have hit where I was a panicked mess. 30 freaked me out. Absolutely freaked me out. 40 didn't, but 30 totally freaked me out. I don't know why. I don't have any clue why that made me so freaked out, but it really did. I just was like, I'm 30. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm 30. No, I can't be 30. Well, yeah, you can be, and you are, and it's okay. And I thought 50 would really freak me out. I'm not worried about 50 at all. Now I'm going to go into Majesty and put that across my lower lash lines. And I am going to use this brush this time around because I think this will work better for Majesty. Last question. How often do you wish you were a different age, or are you satisfied with the age you are now? I'm very satisfied. Well, okay. Let's be honest, Erica. Let's be really honest here. I do wish that my body still felt the way it felt when I was younger. And a lot of that's probably my own doing because I don't exercise at all really anymore, which, you know, when I exercise, I do feel a lot better. I've also had 4 back surgeries. So that, of course, has taken its toll on my body too. But I also love being my age. You know, I do. There's a lot of real fun things about aging, and there's a lot of freedoms to aging that I'm really enjoying. You know, I can remember when I was younger, never being able to say no. And I don't know if that was my age or just my personality. Who knows? I don't know. And also, I think the way I was raised, you know, I was raised to be kind of a people pleaser, not kind of, a people pleaser, big time. And just, you know, do what I was told. And yes, yes, yes. And I've gotten to that age where I'm like, I love to say no. I love to say no. I mean, I don't just say no just to say no. But if I want to say no, if I don't want to do something or, you know, X, Y, or Z, I will say no. And if someone has a problem with it, it's their problem, not mine, you know. And I don't say no to be mean or nasty or rude or anything. It's just, you know, my time is very precious to me. It's very precious to me. And I just, you know, I'm not going to give up my time unless I really want to. I'm going to go back with this brush and just kind of blend that a little bit. I don't know about these mattes that I have in this look. I just feel like the mattes are a little, maybe a little patchy, not as nice as I once thought they were. And it could just be because this palette's a little bit older, but I don't know, like I put that purple shade down, it just kind of like right off my lid. I don't know. I wish now I hadn't put the pink down there. I knew I was going to love the pink, but I thought maybe the purple would help me like it better. But yeah, this purple matte shade, not my favorite purple matte shade in my collection, for sure not. And I feel bad because I'm pretty positive I chose that for Kaylin to use, but I had better memories of the purple matte in past looks. Anyway, this look is a little bizarre. It really is. I don't know that it's my favorite look I've ever done in my life, but it was fun to put it together and really fun to answer these questions. So I'm going to go off camera, do the rest of my stuff. I will come back. So this, of course, is my finished look. I like the look, but I can't say that I love the look. The 3 shades that Kaylin chose for me to put together for this look really threw me for a loop. And then the purple matte that I used out of the palette just didn't perform as well as I remember it performing in the past. So I will show you the palette again, give you kind of my final thoughts and feelings about it, but let me show you just a few things I threw on my face for this finished look. On my lips, I put together a combination of 2 things. I started off with the Beauty Moon Cosmetics Lip Icon in M14. This is such a beautiful, bright bubblegum pink, but I kind of wanted to tone it down just a skosh. So I did grab my gloss from Dose of Colors, and this is in the shade Almond Butter, and these 2 together look really pretty. I do like to combine lip colors on occasion, so it's fun to know that these work really well together. And then for my mascara, I'm still using the Hamish maybe brand that I got in some PR from Stalvana, and I love this mascara. I cannot stop using it. It's so great. And then for my upper lids, I line them with the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Felt Tip Liner in black. Did I say Wet n Wild? Yeah, love this. It's so cheap and it works so well. So now let's talk about the Eloise The Queen palette that I used in this look for my collab with Kaylin today. Now the 3 shades that Kaylin chose, Ronnie, Elizabeth, and Sovereign, they all worked really well. The shimmers are beautiful. A little bit of fallout, not as much as this Queen shade that I chose on my own, but they're beautiful. You know, I felt like Elizabeth blended really well. It applied nicely and evenly. And then Ronnie and Sovereign, they're gorgeous. They're very buttery and opaque and really nice shimmers. The only shade that I wasn't super thrilled with is Majesty. It's kind of patchy, it's kind of dusty. It just didn't apply as well as I remember it applying in the past. I've used this shade a few times, like, well, 3 times. I think this is the 4th time I've used this palette. And I think I've used Majesty every time I've used the palette. And I don't know. I mean, this is an older palette. Maybe the age is catching up with it, but I was a little disappointed in the performance of Majesty. I also threw this shade called Empire in my inner corners, and I think that looks really pretty. Really like that shade a lot. I don't know. I do think this is a really pretty palette. I love it. I think it's a beautiful color story. I just, that shade just didn't make me very happy. And, you know, this color combination, I don't think is anything I would ever probably put together out of this palette, but still really fun to collab with Kaylin. Please go and check out her channel. If you're digging her, subscribe to her channel and show her a ton of love and support. She's amazing. I cannot wait to see her look come together with the 3 shades that I chose for her. And I love the questions that she came up with. I can't wait to hear her answer her own questions and my questions. It's going to be really fun. And my final piece of advice here is that age is just a number. It does not matter what age you are. You have every right to live your life however you so choose, do your makeup however you so choose, and just enjoy your life to the fullest. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.